Well, Peter Moody's arrived here in Newmarket to have a first look at Black Caviar. Pete, you had a look at it this morning and worked out what you wanted to do. Are you happy?
Yeah, no, very. She seems bright and alert, and she looks a bit tidier in the coat than before she left home, which is, a coat broke before she went to Adelaide for the first trip, and she looked like a woolly bear. But no, it's certainly sharpened up and brightened up, and she seems very happy with herself.
It's been, 6 or 7 days since you've seen it. Do you notice much in not having seen it for that period of time?
Not really, and that's the pleasing thing. She doesn't look light or tucked up or anything. She doesn't appear to have struggled from the trip. Obviously, I missed that important 3 or 4 days post the trip, but the horse I'm seeing here is pretty much the horse that walked onto the float at Caulfield a week or so ago, which is very pleasing for me.
Is she easy to read by the eye?
We like to back our judgment and think we can all read them by the eye. Wish they could talk to you at times, but I'm pretty happy with what I've seen this morning.
So when you're through, you had to work out what to do this morning. You went up on Bury Hill. Tell us about what she did this morning.
Oh, she just had a light trot and a canter, which is basically at home. It's sort of a bit of work where we equate to 2 halves on the sand, which is trot half, canter half twice around our A sand at Caulfield, which is about a mile track, and have a trot after she works, and she did that this morning here on Bury Hill, where she trots up about a half mile, which is on a slight rise, and then flattens out the top, and then she hacks for a canter for a half mile, and then she walks back down the bottom and does it again, and she did that twice, and then had a bit of a trot out in the grass, and that's just a sort of a bit of a wind down before she comes back in and has a roll. And Michael Bryant, the chiropractor's here. He's had a run over her this morning. He hasn't seen her for the same period of time. We all know she's quite, she can sustain a lot of soft tissue damage and this and that. And after a long trip, you wonder if they put their backs or necks out or anything. But he's given her the tick of approval, which is pleasing. And everything looks pretty good.
Still a week away. And you said you wanted to leave Australia fit and well and race fit, basically. Would she have a gallop?
What I'm seeing this morning, if she continues to do as well over the weekend, I think she probably will require a bit of work. I think she'd probably go up on the Alba Houthry track tomorrow, which is the all-weather, and I'm thinking she'll just go a bit of pace work. And Sunday will be a normal Sunday for her. She'll have a swim and a good walk and a roll and a pick. No saddle on the back Sunday. Monday a trot and a canter. And like I say, if she goes the way she's going, I would think I'll have to do a little bit of work with her probably about Tuesday morning, which might equate to a little half-mile gallop home too, probably similar that she'd do at home at Caulfield on the course proper or something like that.
But all systems go for Saturday week. Your jockey gets in later, and a good thing for him is he's having Luke Nolan. Of course, he's having a couple of rides beforehand. It's probably a good thing for him.
Yeah, well, I suppose it helps, knock the nerves over and blow the dust off, to say. He informed me last night. I think he's picked up a ride in the King's Stand, which is pleasing. And the one I was really keen about is he's picked up a ride in the 2-year-old fillies race on the Friday, which is 24 hours before her race over the same course distance and everything. So, if track conditions or anything are playing a part, it gives Luke that opportunity. He has ridden at Ascot with success, so that's not an issue. And as we all know, Luke, not a lot worries him. I don't think it could be at Cunnamulla or Ascot. There's not a lot worries him, but it'd still be good for him to have a look around as well.
What about Peter Moody for the week? How are you going to play it? Because it's Black Caviar fever over here.
It certainly is, but I would think, and hopefully early next week, everyone will move down to Ascot and take in the likes of Frankel and enjoy that, and hopefully the last 4 or 5 days we get a bit of a cruisy time into it. The mare copes with it better than us, really. She doesn't worry her at all, but just the general well wishes. Some people at times struggle to understand that she needs her downtime. And the other thing is, I'm always concerned that we're guests here. We're guests of Mike de Kock's team and Jane Chappelheim's team, and we're very mindful that all the intrusions, impede on what they do each morning, and we want to be welcome back. Again, hopefully we've got one good enough to come back again, so we don't want to wear out the welcome mat.
Well, she's one of the best in the world right now, and obviously the focus is on her. And I mean, have you got an understanding here in the Northern Hemisphere of how she's been received? She's front page, middle page, the spreads and the stories on her here in the Racing Post and all the media.
It's quite staggering, isn't it? I'm overwhelmed like horses like the likes of Frankel and so on, and Aidan O'Brien, such his unbelievable start to the season and this and that, and you get this little horse from Australia's leading all the news coverage. I suppose it's the bit of the unknown. It's the excitement. It's a bit like when their horses come down for us Melbourne Cup time, and that they're leading all the news because they're the unknown, and I suppose she fits into that category a bit. And I'm a bit more worried about it. I want them writing about her on the Sunday after the race. I'm not too worried about it before.
You wouldn't be too worried they wouldn't be writing about it, would you? I mean, you'd be absolutely shocked, given that she's got here and travelled well, that she got beaten on Saturday week.
Yeah, listen, we would be for sure. We wouldn't be shocked, we'd be gutted, but, we've still got 7 or 8 days to go, and things are going better than we could have anticipated at this point, so it's all looking well.
Your opposition, I mean, you've put them on the Paul Massara's table there, with most of them ducking you and heading that way. I mean, do you want to see you go out there and put on a show, or just go out there and win?
Oh, listen, I'm sticking to my old theory, a half an inch will do me, but... we really don't know what's going to line up. I don't think anyone's got a clue what's going to be in the race just yet, how many numbers or what's turning up. I've really got no idea what numbers-wise or quality will be her opposition, so that'll be a bit interesting as the week goes on to find out what we may be racing against, if any, I suppose.
Well, I'm sure there'll be something turn up. Much is made here of ratings and international ratings. Of course, Frankel rated 138, the best in the world, and you're, I think, 135 of that caveat. Does that mean much to you?
Not really. It loses me a little bit when, we'd all like to think we've got the best. I think I've got the best. Henry Cecil thinks he's got the best. The Poms think Frankel's the best. The Aussies think Black Caviar's the best. Yeah, listen, they're both great horses. One thing that did surprise me a little bit is Frankel's rating continued to rise, beating the same horses, 4 and 5 horse fields with pacemakers and orchestrated races. Black Caviar's hasn't gone anywhere for the last 5 or 6 runs doing the same thing. Maybe Frankel's opposition's improved, like that. Even though he's been beating them, they've improved, but Black Caviar's haven't. That's a little bit unusual. That surprises me, but listen, I take it with a grain of salt.
You're not going to swap horses, though, are you?
No.
Over here with your team, you must be so proud of what your boys Tony Hayden and Pat Bell have done in your absence.
Yeah, definitely. The boys have done a great job, and we all know Tony's he's a bit of a shy type of bloke, but he's handled things very well, and Paddy's he just cruises along, does his own job. They're very they're good blokes to have in that situation. They don't get flustered at all. And Jeff's been here the last 48 hours, taking a bit of the media pressure off them. So no, it's been tremendous. And
what's been your reconnaissance with them, and how much contact have you had with the time difference and so on? Has that been difficult?
Oh no, we work on the 6 p.m. 9 a.m. here and vice versa. And no, we've been touching base. And Tony gives me a call about 1:30 each afternoon, which is sort of 4:30 here in the morning, and we just have a quick chat. And I leave him at home with a 100-horse team, so I'm happy to use his judgment with a 1-horse, even though I like to keep it in the loop. But we've regularly spoken, and I'm very pleased with the result that I've got when I've arrived. You
say you brought Michael Bryant, your Cairo, over here just to make sure that there's nothing left to chance here.
No, exactly. Well, she hasn't done any work of note, but you just wonder. It's a bit like ourselves. We sit on a plane for a day, and you get off with a crotchety back and a pain in the backside and the legs and this and that, and they're no different. And the difference is they can't talk to us. And Michael's worked on this filly since she's been a yearling, and he knows her inside out. So I'm more than happy to have her here beside me. And
you brought a travelling companion yourself, did you? Brett Kavanagh, of course, the man who broke Black Caviar in.
Yeah, no, Brett's come over for the trip. He was coming last year when we brought Hinchinbrook, but I bought too many yearlings at the June sale. I had to stay home and break them in. So no, it's a good team, Michael and I. And Brett travelled over yesterday, and we've all arrived and settled in well and tasted some of the local delights last night, and some more than others. But no, it's all good. We've all travelled well.
Owners are travelling as we speak. Obviously, their excitement. We all know how excited they are about this because it's been 12 months in the planning.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a tremendous moment for them, and this is a great thing that they've allowed us to do by showing her off on the world stage. One thing I find unique, and it's been pointed out to me in the last few days, is most of the great horses in history haven't left home. They've stayed at home. We're doing something a bit unique. Like Frankel's never going to leave English shores. It might be a bit of an Australian thing, but like probably the last great horse to leave the shores was Farlat. Cigar, the great American horse, went to Dubai. And this was pointed out by an American journalist to me during the week. Cigar went to Dubai once or twice, but on the whole, the great horses in history have all done it in their own backyard. She's one of the first few to ever go out of a comfort zone. So it's pretty exciting stuff, and I think the owners are to be congratulated for doing that.
The other thing too about if Frankel left these shores, would 4,000 or 5,000 English go and cheer him on, as opposed to what's happening here with Black Caviar, with just massive tour groups coming to support it? Yeah, no,
it's pretty amazing. If you don't, if someone's not coming to Australia, they know England, they know someone that is, or an uncle or an auntie. It's going to be a pretty big Aussie day. I would anticipate there on Saturday we might level the crowd up.
Yeah. And looking forward to that? You're looking forward to the day, or just getting the race done, or what? You're looking forward to this challenge?
Yeah, I am. It's, this is our probably Olympics. This is our World Championship. Racing doesn't get to have we have international days at various meetings around the world, but this is for us. This is my opportunity to represent Australia. I was never going to make it in cricket or football or soccer or table tennis or swimming or anything. This is my Olympics. This is my chance to don the green and gold, the old boxing kangaroo, and have a whack for Australia. And that's the bit that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. She's doing the job, but I'm a part of it.
You've been here before, and you've said this would be something special for Peter Moody from Wyandra, wouldn't it, to come here after 3 times of getting beaten and long trips home? I mean, it would mean a lot to you as a trainer.
Oh, definitely. And like I've said previously, not only like I saw Freedy here a few years ago with Miss Andretti and how he was moved by it, but even to see the locals, your Henry Cecils, Michael Stouts, Luca Kamani's, see how much they're moved by winning a race at this meeting. It must be something pretty special. So to have that opportunity, and it's going to pretty exciting stuff.
Is there any truth that the Queen herself has made some ask that she gets to see black caviar?
No, not directly to myself anyhow, I can assure you of that. There was a hope that she might have seen her in Australia when she visited last year, but that didn't happen. But I'm sure she'll be pretty curious like everyone else, and I'd love to see her come down in the yard, because this is the sort of horse that she'll be able to walk up and give her a pat in the parade ring, as we've seen how relaxed she is. So hopefully the Queen gets to enjoy her.
Hopefully we'll all get to enjoy next week, Pete. Good luck.
Cheers, Press.